Hi everyone! So my name is Nicole and today I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about Pantone Colors. So Pantone Colors is a company that makes specialized colors for designers to help aid them in their design. Pantone colors are also just another way for designers to communicate with one another. So for example, each Pantone color has a specialized code. When given to a manufacturer, they know exactly what you're talking about. So if you're a designer from New York and you're sending your design with specialized Pantone colors over to a manufacturer in China, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. So no matter any language barrier, this is another way to communicate. Pantone has two different color systems. So one of them is Pantone Matching System, also known as PMS, or there's also Pantone Fashion, Home, and Interior System, which is also known as FHI. So the reason why there are two different color systems is because each one goes to a different field of design. So for example, for the designers, you're obviously going to use more vibrant colors that will pop out on a shelf and capture the consumer's attention. But while you're doing more home and interior design, you'll probably be looking for more neutral colors, whites and blacks, so that's what you can find in that color system. Each color system are also curated to be used on certain materials. So for example, the PMS color system, you will typically expect to find those being used with packaging and digital, screen, all that kind of stuff. But for FHI, since it's more like interior and fashion and home, you can expect to have those colors used more on like textile material like leather. Also with the Pantone color matching system, they use a C, which stands for coated, and U, which stands for uncoated. So depending on which one you pick, it will give a different finish on the product. The Pantone matching system also includes solid colors and process colors. It is important to know the difference between these two, especially when you are transferring a design that you made on screen into print. Pantone colors are also known as solid or spot colors, and they are the truest form of a color, and they will typically appear more vibrant than process colors. So for solid colored printing, that is when a specific color is made for your print job. So typically that will be more expensive since you are requesting for a very specific color to be made. Process coloring is more inexpensive because it just uses the four colors that you'll typically find in any printing or printer. That'll be cyan, yellow, magenta, and black. Solid colors are most important to use, especially when you're working with a brand. So let's say Target, for example, they have that very specific red. So you'll need to ask Target for what Pantone color they use. So that way you can accurately represent their brand, their color, and also create consistency. So what makes Pantone color important? So like I said before, like Target having a specific red, you want to make sure like whenever you're creating designs for certain brands, you have the same color just to create consistency, especially among consumers. When they see that specific color, like that Target red, they know exactly what they're looking at. So not only is it important for their brand identity, but also for brand recognition among consumers. And then with the Pantone color system, like I mentioned earlier, it eliminates the hassle of trying to communicate what the exact color is that you want. So for example, my version of yellow might be different from your version of yellow. Maybe mine is more warm and yours is more cool. So it's obviously like hard to guess like what someone is trying to explain, what specific color they want. So with all the specific codes, it eliminates all that guessing. So after that kind of brief explanation, so you kind of have a general understanding of what Pantone colors are, I have these Pantone scales. They're kind of like color books. I mean, you'll probably find these like in Home Depot or like Sherwin-Williams. They have like their own color scales. These are Pantones. And I have a bunch that I will be showing you guys today and just kind of explaining the different elements that you can find in them. These are all NSUs that they just newly got. They are very expensive, as you can imagine. Just the Pantone color alone is expensive. So these will like probably typically cost like $100, $200, maybe even $300 just for one of these scales. Pantone also has an online website called Pantone Connect, and I'll probably talk more about that in our next video. But for now, let's check out these Pantone books. So here we have all of our Pantone scales. So we have the uncoated, coated. These are like your two basic where they have basically like all their colors. We have pastel and neons. We have metallics. just alone you can just see from like the cover. And then we also have skin tone guide, which this one is limited edition. So one by one, I'll show you guys all the cool and unique features of them. So right here we have the color bridge and it is coated, and I'll show you what that means right now. So as you flip it open, you can kind of see that there is a slight kind of like shiny glossiness to it, and that's basically what coated means. This scale also has CMYK process equivalents. So you can see right here, these are all like the solid colors or Pantone colors, and then these are the CMYK equivalents. And just here alone, like you can kind of see like just how much more like vibrant process colors are than the CMYK. But yeah, this could also like help determine like whether or not like you really want to invest in Pantone, or maybe if CMYK will do the job just fine. And then here you can also see that it has that unique code right there. And then that C means that it's coated. It also says it right here at the bottom. C equals coated paper, CP is coated process, meaning this version, and then RGB is that other color variant. So that's a quick overview. And then I'll just kind of shuffle through to kind of show you what kind of colors you can find. Literally any color that you can imagine, it'll probably be in here. There you can see that's like the CMYK colors that they use. Yeah, all these are the coated finishes. So as you come to the end of your booklet here, you'll find an index kind of telling you where all of the Pantone colors are located. And then you'll also find a lighting indicator back here. And then with the lighting indicator, basically you just determine what kind of like lighting you're in to help make better color decisions. And then here we have the uncoated color bridge. So it's literally the same thing. It just is matte. It has no glossy finish. Okay, and then right here we have pastel and neons, solid coated and uncoated. Also next to those unique colors, you can also find the formula that they use. I believe the manufacturers will typically look at this. All we really need to know as designers is that unique code. And then shuffling through more, we get to the neon colors. And these are all the inks that they mix together to get all these other colors. Very bright, as you can see. And then moving on, we have the uncoated versions of all these colors, noted by that U. These are all the colors that they used to mix all of these other beautiful colors. And as you can see, uncoated. So here we have the metallics solid coated. But here you can see we start with gloss aqueous coating. And this just kind of gives you an example of what it would look like if you were to add this kind of coating to your color. It also shows you this also special coating. It kind of like this like glittery, like shimmery effect to it. It says right here that it has UV gloss coating with pearlescent effect pigments, and you can definitely see that, especially in person. So these are all specialty coatings. And then here we have all the metallics. As you can see, it's also coated with that C here, and these are also packaging metallics. So these are the colors that you would be using for your packaging materials. Very, very shiny, as you can see. So for the packaging ones, it's also made with like a special kind of ink that helps protect your packaging. And then here we have commercial graphic metallics. So these will be used for like non-packaging materials. So like books, for example, or like retail items. Here's just a quick overview. And then here we have the Pantone Skin Guide. So this one is really neat because it has little holes here where you can hold up to your hand and kind of see which color matches you or for whatever kind of project you're doing. And these are all actually curated by actual skin tones, scientifically curated from other people's skins, all ages, all races, all ethnicities. So this one's very unique. It's also limited edition, so very cool to own one of these at NSU. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned a lot about Pantone colors. I know it could be a bit confusing at first, but hopefully this helped kind of familiarize yourself with the topic. So thank you again.